hiring an OFS without making mistakes. So the first time I ever went to hire someone in the Philippines, this wasn't an OFS. They weren't a specialist. It wasn't an online Filipino specialist. They were just a VA. The only option then was to go through an agency. And so I went through an agency and they said to me, do you want a webmaster or a programmer? I was like, well, I want a webmaster. So they hired me this guy, and about a week in, he says, I'm sorry, sir, I don't know how to do this work. I'm quitting. Okay, I guess. I mean, that's crappy. I've spent a bunch of time on this. So I go to so the agency comes back to me. They knew he was quitting and they said, hey, here's your next guy. Well, a couple days in, he quits. He's like, I can't handle the office politics. Like, I thought this was supposed to be easy because I'm using someone else to hire for me. Like, this sucks. This is super crappy. So they come back again the third time and they give me this guy, and he knew nothing. He knew nothing, but he was willing to try. Like, he was willing to learn. He was willing to try. He was willing to follow directions. He was willing to make mistakes and try it again. And that was 2005. That guy still works for me today, and he's amazing today. My process with this agency was not easy. It wasn't smooth. It was full of mistakes. It took me so long to find someone good because someone else was doing the hiring for me. They didn't really give a crap. Their job was just to put a warm body in a seat, and they weren't gonna really vet them. They were just bringing in whoever they could find and saying, hey, we have a job for you. And I mean, if you've gone through an agency, maybe that's your experience, maybe it's not. I think most people that I've talked to have been through an agency have said, yeah, that's kind of it. Like, an agency they're just putting someone in front of you. They do the smallest amount of vetting possible because they know that most times it doesn't work out when you're hiring for someone else. It doesn't work out. And that's why I want to let you know some of the mistakes that I've made and let you know a better way of doing it. So it was when I started recruiting on my own that things got way, way better. And recruiting on my own wasn't easy then because there was no Onlinejobs.ph. It didn't exist. There was no job board you could go to and find people. Today there is. So finding people is way, way easier for yourself now, especially if you will hire someone to do something that you know how to do. So if one of your New Year's resolutions is to get something off of your plate, is to get some time back in your life, and maybe that's probably not the right way. The New Year's resolution is probably you're going to hire someone in the Philippines to help you. The goal there should be to get something off of your plate. That will be the easiest way to help you succeed with this so that you're not making mistakes. If you hire someone to do something that you know how to do, you know how to hire them, you know how to train them, you know what skills to look for, you know what to post in your job post, you know what success looks like, you know how to give feedback. There's all kinds of things that go right when you hire someone for that purpose. Also, this shouldn't take you hours and hours. Like, this should be a quick process. It shouldn't take you more than 2 to 3 hours total. Like, including interviewing, including posting, including filtering, including finding the good, all of it shouldn't take you more than 2 to 3 hours total. If you follow my oneviaoa.com program, you will probably never have to do a live interview. You never have to schedule something. You never have to get on the phone with someone. Maybe you want to, but for me, that's like, ugh, I don't want to do it. If you follow my process at OneVAOA, you won't go through the mistakes that I've made of like hiring a person too early or debating between these two people and picking the lower salary one because that makes more sense for me. Like, there's so many things like that I'll cover in OneVAOA that just make it so much easier to find someone great. Also, I just basically guarantee that you find someone great, or I give you your $49 back. It's $49 for oneviaoa.com for the training. And if you don't find someone great, I give you your money back and you leave with a whole bunch of knowledge of how to do this better. And most of the time you leave with a great VA. You leave with an OFS, with a specialist who works for you. So if you're worried about making a whole bunch of mistakes in hiring, but you want to hire someone, now's a good time to do it. And especially if you'll follow the OneVAOA program. Again, it's $49 and I guarantee you find someone good. I've been through this so many times and seen so many people and had so many successes come through this. It really, really does make sense, and you will avoid the mistakes and you'll have the knowledge of how to manage this person and how to work with them and how to make this succeed for you for the long term.